welcome back to the Cup Chasers podcast. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. It's another match week preview here in week two. We got some spicy fixtures coming up, and if you're excited about the weekend, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and get that notification bell on. There are some other wonderful fixtures in the league this weekend. I myself have got my eye on this Spurs Man United fixture at the Tottenham Hotspur
Can
Stadium.
the buses get stuck in traffic and they both lose? Can
I
that
was
happen?
trying to find a way for them to both lose as well because I was watching a preview of this one and I was like, I really hate
both teams.
both of these teams with just so much passion because I was watching a debate about whether Lisandro Martinez was better than Sergio Romero, and I was like, no, y'all are awful. They're both not awesome, for one, and I just feel like, for me, Martinez has already earned his name, the Butcher. And he's good for a crazy kick out, and he knows that when they're at Old Trafford, he's got protection. So but luckily this game is not at Old Trafford, and it's weird. This one's weird for me because United were not good in the last game.
They should have lost to Wolves. That's a PK.
But unfortunately,
it is.
Unfortunately, Spurs were halfway decent. So maybe Youngman's Son can reach back a year and a half and find some goals from something. Because
or maybe Richarlison can channel his Brazilian great Mount Rushmore he has on his back.
That's not even a no.
The pigeon.
Well, that's not even a no. Let's not even go there. He won't. But I thought I thought Yves Bissouma looked good, and I thought that he could be good against United. But just because I can't pick a winner, I've gone 2-2. I think it'll be a battle. I think that I won't like to see it, but I will like to see it, but I won't like to see it. I think Spurs are going to dominate this game. But I think United's counterattacking, because Spurs are going to be more open than we expected at the beginning of the season, after that first game at least. So Man U's going to get some counterattacking goals. I think Rashford will open up his account. But also I think Spurs might build a couple. And someone's going to have to score. Maybe Kulusevski. But they're looking to hunt Youngman's Son, I think. Got to rely on him a lot.
I hate what United has done to my man Onana. He doesn't even look the same as a keeper now.
Well, he's already a menace to society.
Yeah. He was so good last year.
If Lisandro doesn't kick you, if Lisandro Martinez doesn't
you're gonna get
break your leg.
You're gonna get the people's elbow from Onana.
Yeah. Coming from the top rope. He's gonna climb up on top of the goal.
From the top 90 and just.
I'm serious though. I think United should be worried about this one.
Yes. Sadly to say, yes.
I think it'll be a fun open game. That's why I've gone 2-2.
I think it's gonna be an interesting atmosphere, and I think it actually plays against Spurs as a result. I think there's going to be some anxiety because, last week you had Brentford perform for the most part well. But now you're home. You're Harry Kaneless. You're still trying to figure out that guy, to rally around. Maybe it's Son. Maybe it's, who's the...
Kulusevski.
Romelu Lukaku.
Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah. Why is he not at Spurs yet?
Because Chelsea does not want to sell to Spurs.
I don't care.
They came out and said one of the main Chelsea.
It's probably in our board. Yeah, it's probably
do not want to sell him.
It's an Agent Georgie situation.
They want to sell him to Saudi, and he's actually opening up to the idea of playing in Saudi.
How is it?
Now I would too.
How is the sabotage any different from sending Kai Havertz to Arsenal than would be Lukaku being sent to Tottenham? How is that any different of a sabotage?
I don't get it.
That's why we sent Kova to City. That's why we sent Kova to City. We were just playing. You know what? Todd Boyle. You know what? Who stole it? You know what, Lewis? This is what happened. Roman Abramovich is red. Todd Boyle stole the playbook.
Todd Boyle, Mr. Coach Klein.
And sent agents everywhere in the league.
Mr. Coach Klein.
Yes.
Mr. Coach Klein.
Yes. Yeah. I'm with it. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm going to be quick on mine. I think it's 2-2 as well. I think it's because Spurs are at home. I think Sonny is important, but I'm unimpressed by United.
Fair enough.
I do too as well. I think I'm going to say 1-1. I don't think this game's going to go without a goal on either side. But I hate both of them so much, I'm never going to give either one of them the win. Like I said, if there's a way for them to both lose, I will gladly take that.
It's like a disgusting 1-1 draw, a couple of red cards.
If they both get 6 red cards and then the game's just
That would be beautiful.
That would be beautiful.
And they could, Would neither team get points in that eventuality?
I believe so.
The game was abandoned. They never replay it.
They never replay it.
I got a random thing that just came to my brain, right?
That would be awesome.
It's, I just thought about the extra time thing you just mentioned, where it's like extra time. You said it, but you didn't say it. And then I thought about, just a quick aside to City, like they didn't actually know how to play in Europe because Europe doesn't do the time that way. It actually affected the way they played. So I'm just throwing that out there because United will be in Europe, and Arsenal will be in Europe, and Spurs. Is it Spurs? No, they're not. That's right. They make it. No, I was
Newcastle.
That's a big old 8th place.
That's a big old no. Even though this year they would have made Europe because of that.
Right.
Yeah. They won't.
But they both trash. Mr. Coach Klein, just the medulla and the oblongata.
They are.
I love how you're saying with this theme.
Love it.
It's fantastic.
It's our motif for tonight. Yeah.
As soon as I find one for the crazy girl, I'm gonna use that too.
Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah.
Valancourt.
Yeah.
Mama said.
We'll just wait till the Liverpool game. Talk about
Yeah,
that.
There you go.
What you saying, Patrick?
So I hate both of these teams. I really do. I think I hate United just a tad less than Spurs because everybody hates Spurs. I think that the United kind of got a wake up call this week, and they're gonna have to perform this coming weekend. I do think Rashford gets on the score sheet. The world's greatest CDM finds a way to score a goal. I'm going to go 2-1 United. And it's 3-point lane all over again.
Yeah. Well, there it is. I think it'll be a fun game. Should be an open one. Definitely
got some really good fixtures this week for week 2 especially.
Interesting fixtures for sure. I guess we'll start back at the top. Tomorrow, I guess it'll be today by the time this video drops. Forest hosting Sheffield. Maybe not one of the more exciting fixtures. I've gone 1-0 to Forest. I think they'll be a bit more open than they were. And I think Awani will probably get on the score sheet after getting the goal versus Arsenal. And I don't think Sheffield will offer too much. So I think it'll be not really much in this one. Any thoughts?
It's the blind leading the blind. I always play them super safe when we go down here. I always it's 0-0, baby.
Yep. Straight up goose head.
Just don't any other game this week you might want to watch.
Yeah.
Well, this is Friday, so there's nothing else to watch.
This is true. It's the only game to watch. You're right.
Yeah, that's the only game to watch.
Hang on, is the
The-
Women's World Cup on tomorrow? Because I would rather.
No,
it be
it's
open.
Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday.
No. What's you
Saturday.
saying, Lewis?
But Bundesliga is back this week.
Yes. An alternative.
An alternative.
There's some American players over in Germany to watch. So
I'll watch Forest Sheffield. I'll watch the game.
I'll have it on. I'll have it on. I'll go next. I think first off, this year's my man Tony is I went
One
I went
Say it with me. One ye.
Juan Yi.
A one ye.
I won you. That's this year's my man Tony, because he's gonna find a way to score. It is the home opener at the City Ground. We all know that Forest plays totally different at the City Ground. I do think that Sheffield gets on the score sheet because Matty Turner's still trying to find his feet as a starter. What?
I got a soft spot for old Matty.
Oh, I do too. I
think he's was a little bit harshly done.
I
Just
agree.
a wee bit.
I agree. But I do think that he gets up a goal, but I've got Forest winning 2-1.
There you go. What you saying, Lewis?
1-1. I don't have any commentary because I'm not even gonna watch this.
Fair enough.
Wow. Not even gonna watch.
First of all, Bayern plays at 2:30. Marseille plays at 3. La Liga's
Tomorrow?
on. Yes.
There you go.
Liga, Bundesliga and La Liga play tomorrow.
Yeah, well, plenty of options.
So I'm not watching it.
Speaking of options, interesting. Fulham hosting Brentford. I did a little research on Mitrovic, and it looks like Saudi's getting closer and closer. I don't think there was a kind of vague in the presser or whatever, but I don't think Mitro's playing.
Well, that ruins my pick.
Yeah, I think Saudi's getting closer and closer. I don't think, and he didn't even start last week, so I definitely don't see him starting. It'll be Jimenez. It'll be Jimenez, but I think Brentford will be too much. They did look decent. They're very open, pressing high. Should actually be an interesting, kind of an intriguing fixture. Actually, I think it might be a decent game. Tim Ream with the armband for Fulham. Always good to see an American getting the armband in the Premier League. But I have Brian Mbomo, Johan Wissa, too much. 2-1 to Brentford. An away victory. What was saying next? The Bees.
The Bees.
I'll go 2-0 to the Bees. They scored 2 on Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was PK.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wisa, was it Wisa got the other one? I think.
No. I think it was Shada. Yeah.
I'm gonna look now.
They got 2 on Tottenham. I think they can.
Could be. Yeah.
This will be a good game.
There you go.
They just play open, and I kind of like that.
Yeah. I don't mind
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, Mbomo and Wisa scored.
Yep. Look for him to do it again, I say.
Right.
What was saying, Patrick?
So, I knowing that Mitra is potentially out is interesting. I wonder if they're going to come for Marco Silva now as well, because they tried already once.
I think he said he's staying. He's definitely staying.
And Fulham really hasn't reinforced, especially after what was it? Solomon left. Is Paulina still there? I know he was on
Injured.
He's hurt.
He's injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still hurt with that knee.
Something.
Hamstring?
Yeah.
Something
So,
like.
I mean, Fulham really hasn't reinforced. I was actually impressed that that they beat Everton at Goodison Park. I thought that was actually a really good performance for them. But I going to the Cottage is always tough. I don't care what anybody says. Little bitty place. But I actually think that this being a London derby, both teams are really going to be up for it. I think that you can't stop Brentford from scoring at this point. Even though they don't have Tony, they're going to find a way to score. So I went for a draw, 2-2.
Be a good game, yeah. What are you saying, Lewis?
Well, I am completely different than everyone because I think Fulham will Fulham the goals. 2-0 Fulham.
2-0
Willian banging in both, huh?
at the Cottage.
Fulham.
Willian with a couple of curlers.
Willian banging in both.
Well, some bold predictions. We love to see
it,
the
yeah.
bold predictions. Speaking of a bold prediction, I'll lead off the Liverpool-Bournemouth game. It's going to be an absolute smash job. 4-0 to the Reds.
3, yeah.
Bournemouth did not impress. And if you recall, the last time Bournemouth visited the Anfield, cost a certain Scotty Parker his job. And there were lots and lots of goals that day, if I do remember correctly. I expect a lot more goals as well. I don't expect much defense from either team, but Liverpool won't need it. Be real gung-ho.
Yeah.
Patrick,
I went 3.
Lewis?
Oh,
You
go
said
ahead.
3? You said 3?
I went 3, yeah.
Already took that down. Yep.
Same reasons.
Yeah,
I
this
just
one
think-
seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
You know?
I just think Liverpool is just going to
That-
steal. I almost want to say it's 7-8. Like, they're just going to be out for blood, but I don't want to give them
They're
that
going
much
to be
credit.
pissed about
There's
the
some black-
Chelsea performance.
Lewis, is this your 10-0? Your first 10-0 of the season?
No, I call 3-1. I think the point you made about Liverpool doesn't necessarily play defense. I think Liverpool looks like what I've seen other teams where there's always going to be a dumb goal somewhere. I just think they're really weak in the back. I think they're going to score quick, and then the goal that is scored against them will be like at the end of the game. It'll be something garbage that won't matter. 3-1. It'll be a domination either way. It won't be close.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. What are we saying, Patrick?
I think it will be a domination as well. I do think Bournemouth finds a way to score, just because there's still gaps in that midfield. Even though McAllister played pretty well as a 6, which was insane. I think
Weird.
that was more. I think that was more of an indictment on Chelsea.
It's got me wanting to change my assist pick because if he plays that deep all season, I don't like my chances.
No.
You're not going to like who I sub my assist to, by the way, Jake. You're not going to like it.
I'm not gonna like it.
You're not going to like it.
Would you pick Heung-min Son or something?
No, worse.
That pick because that's a dumb pick.
Worse.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll
Keep
get
going,
there in a
Patrick.
couple weeks.
Yeah,
But,
Patrick.
I do think that I think Liverpool will take out some aggression. I wanted to go bigger than this just because it's Bournemouth, but I'm gonna go 4-1 to Pool.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's gonna be a big
yeah.
score.
Yeah, it's going to be a
Speaking of fun games, Wolves host Brighton. Now, last week I would not have said this would be a fun game. I would have said 9-0 to the Seagulls. But after that performance at Old Trafford, it just comes a little bit more intriguing of a fixture at Molineux. But I think Brighton are going to be way too much. I said 3-1 to the Gulls. Yeah, I just think they're gonna, Wolves will be probably even more open than they were versus United, and if Wolves press high like they did against United, they're gonna get sucker punched.
That's Brighton's bread and butter. Yeah, that's there. They
But
want you to
also,
play him like that.
also, I think Brighton will take a sucker punch as well. That's why I gave Wolves a goal. There's no telling who it'll come from. Maybe Aït-Nouri, maybe. But yeah, 3-1 Brighton.
I'll go 3-0 Brighton. Just because I don't. If Wolves couldn't. Bro, you should have scored so many
His
times
chances
against.
last game.
Yeah. And Brighton's just going to, like you said, they're just going to be. If they play them like that, Brighton's just. That's inviting Brighton to win that game.
Yeah.
They love playing like that.
Absolutely. What do we think, Lewis?
So I wrote down 2-0 to Brighton because, the thing about Wolves is they did look better than, the people think they were. But United were bad. And so that makes me discount the good they looked. And I think Brighton is legit. I like De Zerbi. I like what they do. And I think they want to punch them in the face. I think 2-0. I mean, and it's a 2-0 that probably should be more than 2, but I think it's 2-0.
It'll go to, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Patrick?
Well, it's the home opener for Wolves. I think they've got a lot to actually be proud of for their performance against United. I mean, a lot of us did pick them to be relegated, and they kind of showed something that we weren't expecting. So I do think that they perform well, but I think Brighton's too much. I'm going to go 2-1 Brighton just because they've got to find some new prodigy to charge everybody $100 million for. So that will be displayed this weekend probably.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that if I'm not mistaken, Luton's first home game of the season versus Burnley, yes, is postponed due to the stadium not being ready. So that leaves us with Aston Villa hosting Everton. An interesting one. We're going to see the lowest of low blocks. Sean Dyche style.
Kickfest. This is Kickfest 2023.
Yeah. I can see some violence in this one.
There's gonna be a lot of yellows in this one for people asking for yellows.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
also agree with that.
Yeah.
There's the Phantom ask for a yellow. The referees are out of control, but that's a whole other thing.
That's a
whole other thing. I think Villa are going to be too much though.
I do think Villa. Well, I don't know, man.
What's your score? You can lead us off, X.
2-1.
2-1 to Everton.
I do think Everton score here. I think Villa's going to be a little bit lost defensively for a while. They don't have a leader now. Like that was.
It's a big one.
That's a big piece of their puzzle, man.
It's a big one. Yep.
I think it's 2-1. I think they win, but I think that they'll be less convincing than how they can look to try to. They don't have a lot of time to make up for that loss, and I don't think they have a whole lot of pieces to make up for that loss.
Just gonna need to go gung ho, damn the torpedo. Yeah.
Katie bar the door.
Yeah, just forget the deep. They're gonna have to play Liverpool style. Forget the defense.
Forget the
Let's
defense.
just score 6 goals and hope that's enough. What do you think, Lewis?
I have 2-1 as well. I agree with all your points here. I'm trying to look at my note. But I just think even though Everton at this point seem better than they were last year, they're still unimpressive to me too. And I just think Villa are better than them. Like I think Villa, they ran into a Newcastle team that was a Newcastle team, and that's the only reason they got beat like that. I think they come back. I don't think it's like crazy, but I think they do beat Everton 2-1 just because I think quality they're better than Everton.
Yep. Patrick?
So I didn't know this. Maybe y'all did. Tyrone Mings, I know he got injured, but he has a serious knee injury. So
it's bad. It's really bad.
It's really bad. And that kind of, I don't know if I should change my pick here or not. The one thing that I was concerned about with Everton is where the goals come from. Obviously, they didn't get one against Fulham. I expected them to. It's Villa's home opening game. They are trying to lick their wounds after an absolute thrashing. I do think that Villa plays well. I went 2-0, but without Mings, I don't know if they can keep Everton out. Watch Everton do some crazy stuff like they did against who was it last year that they went insane? Brighton, right? I'm Brighton. Watch them do something crazy like that. But I feel confident that Villa will score. Not as confident in Everton, so I'm going to go 2-0 to the Villains.
Agreed with that. Well, there you have it. Predictions are in for match week 2. Lots of good action coming up. And if you are as pumped as we are about it, go ahead and smash up the likes, subscribe to the channel, and get that notification bell on. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening, and have a great night.